Hello, everyone. We are pleased to bring you together today for this 30-minute webinar dedicated to the new challenges facing business executives in the context of post-COVID structural transformation. We will be discussing 4 points: why is data central to post-COVID structural transformation, how to use data as an instrument for change, business use cases, general management, compliance, cost optimization, CX, operations, HR, and finally, how to accelerate return on investment. Before we start this webinar, I would like to introduce myself. I am Juliette Dumontet, a data expert at Indexima. The new post-COVID normal is emerging, and this crisis has fundamentally disrupted the biorhythm regulating a well-oiled economic model for years. While the air traffic, automotive, tourism, and hotel sectors are in everyone's mind, we already know all industries will be more or less severely impacted by a GDP decline of 9.1% in 2020 in the Eurozone. With COVID, the digital transformation that began more than 10 years ago is now focusing more towards optimization, where data and its exploitation is at its heart. According to a Gartner study, with the COVID-19 crisis, 69% of executives even want to accelerate their transition towards new business models, as shown by the acceptance that the post-COVID era will be different. If IT budgets are expected to increase in 2021 to the detriment of marketing, HR, and even finance budgets, it is also because boards of directors have high expectations regarding this data-driven transformation. To implement this transformation, pilots are needed. The CFO is one of the major drivers of this transformation. And they take on this role in more than one way. First, as a guarantor on the financial structure, they guarantee continuity. They must elaborate development plans based on different scenarios. As a study by Grant Thornton indicates, they contribute greatly to shaping the new normal, and we've seen this even more between February and May 2020. Indeed, in May, there are 32% to spend more than half of their time in a role of a true strategist, to the detriment of the one who normally measures and controls the performance and processes of the various departments of the company. The CFO also sees their role strengthened when making decisions towards innovation. The projects that remain a priority are those resulting from technologies that allow automation and, first and foremost, analytics and artificial intelligence. Finally, within this context of refocusing investments, uncertainties linked to the economic situation are pushing companies not only to sober up, but also towards growth levers with rapid return on investment. 78% of finance departments favor projects with rapid return on investment, to the detriment of more structural projects. Within this context, data is therefore a valuable asset, but also difficult to use. First, the mixing of data, that is, how to bring together multiple sources of data in order to obtain a holistic and consolidated view of the performance of the different departments of the company. This fundamental difficulty implies that too few actions are taken based on indicators that can be derived from data, bringing a poorer ability to acquire new customers, building loyalty, both customers and employees, or to anticipate operations in order to optimize the performance of the company. Then the access to data on its own is a big hurdle in regards to the performance of a company. According to a recent American study, it is considered that an employee spends 2.5 hours a day looking for data. Scaled down to an average salary of a company with 1,000 employees, this comes up to a cost of $25 million per year. Finally, while being data-driven for an organization seems essential today, it is a long journey. The difficult adoption of big data by business lines remains an obstacle for nearly 75% of companies. Being data-driven and acquiring a data culture within the company is still too little anchored by everyone in their daily tasks. In fact, only 12% of the companies surveyed gave themselves an A in their progress in terms of data culture. And it gets worse. Even if some leaders consider themselves data-driven, it appears that intuition often drives their decision on a daily basis. There is therefore still some way to go to allow the analysis and culture of data to become a habit when making daily decisions. And for that, we must give the business departments the means to exploit all the agility, the power of access, and the capacity for analysis of this available data. The cloud is a real accelerator because it provides ready-to-use factories. No need to build a factory or even an infrastructure. This is why the public cloud market continues to grow. Above all, it helps to reduce data platform implementation times by simply delegating the management of the technical base to third parties. Based on these findings, there are many use cases and good practices to make data the lever of change and performance at the company level. The first use case that we can share is that of running a business. To quote, "Instinct is an outdated faux pas in modern business culture." In other words, even if instinct is necessary, it is no longer sufficient in running a business. For example, companies using big data analytics are able to generate $430 billion in productivity gains compared to those who do not. Risk and compliance management are also good illustrations. With omnipresent and above all changing regulations, analyzing all transactions and users' behaviors, customers and partners not only increase responsiveness, but also make it possible to put in place security and risk management policies. Typical use cases are fights against fraud and controls on large volumes to comply with regulations in the financial, health, and other sectors. While the crisis has accentuated the attention paid to costs and savings, data enables the automation of processes, which has become an essential lever. In particular, this allows business supply chains to be more resilient to change and to better manage inventory. For example, it is estimated that inventory losses can be reduced by 25% on average by automating data-driven processes. In order to better understand its customers, marketing took on the subject of big data and its ability to listen to the various sales channels, but also external signals that could better understand purchasing behaviors or assess the overall reputation of a company very early. This, for example, was understood by a large French media group which wished to analyze more closely the behavior and purchases of its VOD and replay subscribers. Several million data are collected and analyzed to deliver indicators to businesses in record time. The marketing department has equipped itself with a platform enabling it to analyze on a minute-by-minute basis the impact of a particular program on its subscribers, the switch-off rate during broadcast, or even the impact of a major event. The VOD offer can now be updated weekly thanks to a precise analysis of the customer's journey. The same goes for the company Biotopia, whose job is to provide analysis services on the purchases of organic products consumers to the entire organic sector. The company wanted an in-depth analysis from the receipt to the product reference. This means collecting between 500 to 1,000 times more data and being able to provide its customers with a tool to analyze it and to understand how a given reference of organic whole wheat is sold in a given geographical area. By increasing the granularity of a product reference and its analysis, Biotopia has initiated a very rich new offer for analyzing the behavior of organic consumers with players in the retail chain. More generally, in retail, The implementation of a high-performance data architecture considerably increases the number of indicators integrated into the analysis. The telco industry is a good example for predictability. This industry is indeed fond of indicators and data analysis solutions. Via analytics, operators who historically handled large amounts of data have the ability to better understand the behavior of their customers, for example, and to try to reduce the very expensive churn, improve and reduce the cost of customer support, or improve the personalization of offers and carry out more personalized marketing campaigns. But with the capabilities of the IoT, predictive analysis should allow them to regulate traffic on increasingly expensive infrastructure networks in order to avoid a drop in quality of service and any form of disappointment with its customers. Finally, analytics are very effective in better managing human resources. In these times of sobriety and refocusing on priorities, it is essential to capitalize on the staff in place and on the rise in skills within the company. The HR department, which already has its own data, has everything to gain from focusing on analytics and BI, whether for advanced recruitment planning, candidate targeting, for example, the implementation of a precise training plan, or the anticipation of changes in the workforce because of retirements or changes in career plans. It is therefore time to put manipulation and use of data at the top of priorities. However long this list may be in the climate of disruption. Many companies have understood this and are already placing an increasing burden on data teams, data labs, and other data factories. All the more so in the current climate, this is true for all the company's functional departments, finance, marketing, HR. We see that decision-making cannot be done today without precise analysis of data. At Indexima, we have chosen to focus on the performance of BI on big data. What does that mean concretely? Eliminate waiting from 20 seconds up to a minute each time a user clicks on their dashboard to refresh it. That's a cost of $25 million per year for businesses with over 1,000 people. Our software fits into the heart of existing data architectures, such as databases, data lakes, data warehouses, etc. Cloud or not, and existing data visualization tools to create a highway of data. Its principle is simple: to offer a middle layer of automatic indexing in order to guarantee rapid and permanent access to data by business lines. The platform allows instant dashboards to be displayed in complex big data environments. This is for us zero time to data. The objective of our consumers is to provide a plug-and-play platform in a few days versus several months in the past by getting directly into the heart of data flows, cloud or on-premise, and on existing BI tools such as Tableau, Power BI, Looker, MicroStrategy, etc. This allows within a few days to be able to take advantage of big data from BI. This Indexima Data Hub breaks down silos that exist between business departments and provides a unified view of data across the enterprise. Finally, we can access all the data available in a big data environment, sales, marketing, finance, or even easily extend it to external data, partners or social networks, and take advantage of it. The platform's principle is the real-time automation of Smart Index. As a result, businesses always have the right up-to-date data in their dashboards that they can manipulate quickly and to help them make decisions. This means fewer tasks and less time wasted to go back and forth between business lines and IT for data. Finally, thanks to machine learning algorithms that constantly optimize the performance of the entire data platform, there is less data to move and human interventions are limited. This, in turn, eliminates the costly and long phases of data preparation and construction of data marts and cubes. We've shared with you how senior management could take advantage of this demanding new normal context, including ensuring faster return on investment for analysts. Andixima's mission is to give businesses instant access to all their data. Indixima supports companies including leaders in the banking, insurance, IoT, media and retail, and public services sectors. The entire team remains at your disposal for any further information. Contact us at contact@andixima.com for any questions. Thank you for listening. We wish you all a good day and hope to hear from you soon.